At this point in time, it seems like the battle between people who build for the meta and people who build for aesthetics might never end. Thankfully, though, a middle ground is to be found. This is the wonderful, the great Space Engineers Outlands. And here's why it's better. As you're probably aware by now, Space Engineers Outlands is the whole roleplay D&D, play it out in the universe thing that Brock has to say every single time he talks about it. It's that thing. And it's gotten pretty big by now. Brock has like 20k subscribers on YouTube and a decent viewer base, and it doesn't look like it's calming down anytime soon. And while the filming of Outlands is pretty good, and the consistency of Outlands episodes, unless you're between seasons, is pretty good, the thing that really sets Outlands apart is the community and the shipbuilding of Outlands. And while some people might not like the idea of it, I think that adding ship limits, like they've done in Outlands, is a really good idea. Why? It's pretty simple. Having block limits, weapon limits, and restrictions on a whole bunch of parts of shipbuilding keeps ships from getting too spammy or too bricky, but also ensures that people need to follow the meta, because if you don't, you lose combat because your ship isn't as viable as the other ship. Basically, you end up with everyone building fully meta, but also fully meta isn't as fully meta as it is normally, which means there's a lot of room for creativity and overall space to play around with your ship designs. And we can see this in a lot of Outland ships. Even the most meta of Outland ships, which in this case I would consider to be Tiniest Sneck, the Megalodon battleship, even that with its full broadside of quad-barreled Vanquisher batteries and fully heavy armored exterior, still looks really good. And block limits is the thing to thank for that. Furthermore, the combat style of Outlands is both pre-Warfare 2 and post-Warfare 2. Smaller ships such as destroyers, frigates, and even light cruisers will be spinning around, avoiding shots that their enemy fires, whereas big ships such as the Megalodon will sit there and just kind of lob a lot of shots. It's pretty evident at this point that sitting there and lobbing a lot of shots in the post-Warfare 2 era results in your ship just getting killed because you can't hit the enemy. But in Outlands, there's a lot of different kinds of weapons at different ranges that are capable of shooting down fast spin-to-win ships, but might not pack as much punch, and there's also bigger guns that are much better at one-tapping ships before they really have a chance to do anything. It's a balance where the big ships might be big and can deal a lot of damage, but the small ships, most notably Viminals and Gary the Woe, are able to use spin to win to their advantage against this. However, in this case, spin to win or dodging or whatever you want to call it isn't as powerful due to the weapon complement of Outlands, and this leaves a place for both metas to sit and be effective in their own ways. As such, that's why Outlands is better.